True luxury is dead. Hi, welcome to Luxury in Moderation, where we appreciate the finer things in life without going overboard. Today I wanted to share my thoughts on what I think luxury brands are doing these days, what I've seen, and why I feel like they're not really acting like luxury brands. But before we get into it, if you're new here, welcome. My name's Joanne, and every week I upload videos about luxury handbags and other luxury lifestyle products. So if you like this kind of content, please remember to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Jumping into today's topic, I want to talk about a lot of different luxury brands, but let's start with Chanel, as they are the most basic example of why I don't think they're really living up to that luxury brand promise. So in a previous video where I talked about luxury companies and what makes a true luxury brand, I shared that luxury brands are usually product driven and quality driven, so that their high quality products are, worth the money, worth the craftsmanship. Usually these brands have a lot of heritage, craftsmanship that they've passed down generation to generation. And also, these luxury brands should be creating an aspirational lifestyle. So they're creating these resort collections or fall or spring high fashion looks that we as consumers want to purchase, and therefore will shell out the big bucks for these expensive items that we don't necessarily need. But that's because this luxury lifestyle that they're selling is appealing to us. But most recently, I feel like I just don't have that aspiration for Chanel, because they've really failed in the first promise of a quality good product. And I won't go into detail here, but there's a ton of videos out there about how the Chanel quality has really fallen. Their bags are coming out a little bit crooked, or the zippers aren't smooth. So that was the first reason why I was a little bit turned off by Chanel and their products. A second reason is that they updated their website to make it harder to shop and harder to actually see what products they have. And I totally understand why they have done this, because Chanel wants to become even more exclusive. And part of that exclusivity and going up that luxury ladder is to make it harder for most people to shop their items. They don't want a lot of people to go online and purchase products. They do have a section where you can click through their normal line, such as the classic flap, the 2.55, the boy bags, and the Chanel 19. Honestly, they only make them available in the boutique, and that is their strategy. They want somebody who has the time and the energy and the resources to actually go into their boutique and only see the bags and fashion there and then purchase from that location. They don't want to make it easy to shop there. So that was another reason why I was a little bit turned off by their website revamp, because for me, if I can't even see the products clearly and see which designs I like, how can I aspire to want those items and want the Chanel lifestyle? Moving on to the largest luxury company in the world, LVMH. So LVMH owns Louis Vuitton, Dior, Moet, Hennessy, and a whole bunch of other luxury brands. But I'm not loving what a lot of these brands are doing on their own, or as the company is doing as a whole. For example, as I was watching Emily in Paris season 2, I noticed a lot of product placement for LVMH. Now, don't even get me started on my thoughts on Emily in Paris. I think it's terribly simple and silly show, but let's not go into that right now. Let's just focus on the fashion and the product placement in it. Throughout the entire season 2, it is very clear that LVMH has some kind of contract with the show where they are going to talk about the LVMH brands, and it's going to be integrated into the show. The very first brand that the show talks about is Rimowa. So if you don't know, Rimowa is a German luggage brand that LVMH bought a few years ago. And Emily supposedly thinks of this amazing idea where they put a designer's face on this luggage, and there's this whole storyline and campaign around this luggage. So already from that episode, I was like, I know this is an LVMH brand and it's very clear product placement. I wonder if it's just this one episode or if that's going to be a theme. The second storyline with an LVMH brand is the Dior Vespa. I was like, wow, that's another LVMH brand that Emily has now mentioned. And lastly, another storyline in Emily in Paris is about a champagne brand. And they mention in a very small line that Lady Gaga was a partner of Dom Perignon. Now, Dom Perignon is also under the LVMH umbrella, and I did not know that Lady Gaga was associated or was a spokesperson for Dom Perignon. It was very clever of them to slip that line in there because now I, as a consumer, noticed that, so it made me go look up Lady Gaga and Dom Perignon to see what special edition champagne came out. So I think LVMH succeeded in its goal, which is to make luxury consumers like myself become more aware of their brands and their campaigns. So as you can see, LVMH really used their massive lineup of luxury brands all in different categories in a very popular show amongst younger consumers to raise their awareness of each of these brands and support LVMH as a whole. Now, a lot of those consumers maybe didn't even really know Rimowa or hadn't even heard about Dom Perignon because they're younger and they're not really shopping at that price point yet. But now that they've seen it on Netflix, now they can start thinking about it more and maybe eventually become a customer when they have the money. For me, because it was so obvious to me that this product placement was put in the show to really push LVMH advertising, it wasn't as smooth and I don't feel like I was as easily sold on, what they were trying to say. And I hate Emily, so it did not raise my opinion of any of those brands to be associated with her or the show. I also saw that Dior has partnered with an Italian athletic company to make a limited edition gym lineup. So apparently there's now some sports equipment and a big rubber ball and some other gym items that are branded Christian Dior. So I understand why they did that because partnerships are something that luxury brands do all the time. For example, LV and Supreme, to get the word out and to create these special products that people can love and buy. However, I feel like they are following this trend of athletic wear, athleisure wear, and personally, I think that luxury brands should be the ones creating the trends instead of the ones following the trends. So this athleisure or athletic gear trend has been going for a while in the US, ever since Lululemon, Athletica, Sweaty Betty. There's been a huge rise of this market, and it seems like all the clothing companies are creating workout wear. So I would say Dior is not only following this trend, they're a few years behind it. It's been 5 or 6 years since everyone's gotten into athleisure, and now they're trying to make a statement. I don't really get it. And I don't really feel like it's on brand for Dior. Especially when Christian Dior himself, he loved a feminine silhouette. I can't picture him ever creating clothes for women to work out in. It just seems off-brand, and I feel like they're only doing it to be on trend. Now, I've also seen the Hermes workout clothes. So they are also now selling the sports bras and leggings. So let's talk about Hermes now. In last week's video, I shared that Hermes is now selling a lot of their dinnerware at other retailers such as Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue, and Bergdorf Goodman. And of course, Hermes has come out with their own beauty line in the last couple years, which is now also on these other retailer sites. One of the rules of true luxury is that they're supposed to own their selling boutiques so that they can have complete control of how their products are displayed, showcased online, and sold to a customer. So that's why Hermes has so many boutiques. But now that they are giving these products to third-party vendors such as Neiman's, Saks, and Bergdorf, Hermes now has less visibility on how their products are showcased in store, on the website, and spoken about to a customer. Of course, they can do the basic training and monitor the website to say, hey, that image doesn't look right, you have to change it to this. But it's still not owned by the Hermes company now that they have given that control over to these luxury retailers. So that is definitely a sign that Hermes is becoming less and less true luxury, and they are definitely trying to get their brand and products to more people so more people will be aware of the brand and purchase the brand. I also know that Hermes is outsourcing their beauty and fragrance line. So they are having another company come up with the Hermes campaigns to sell their, Twilly perfume or their whole line of beauty products. And again, it's not the integrated vertical structure that a true luxury company should have, because technically they should have complete control over it. Now, I am sure that they give a lot of input, that they have final approval for all of the campaigns and all of the ingredients and all of the products. However, it's another company that's working on these products, so they're not Hermes through and through. So I do feel like Chanel and Hermes are kind of inverting. So Chanel is trying to become more and more exclusive and not even showcase their product on the website, while Hermes is getting more and more mass and trying to showcase more and sell more of their products to a greater variety of customers who already shop at Saks, already shop at Neiman's, and maybe has never shopped directly at Hermes. But they're trying to capture more customers through those avenues. Now, of course, the big news in the Hermes universe is they announced that customers would get one Quota bag globally, which means that their technology and their customer tracking system has to be globally connected. So one person can't just buy a Quota bag in the US and also go to Paris and buy a Quota bag. So I really don't know if their technology is really that connected yet, because when I was in Spain just last month, they said that they couldn't access my Paris profile and that I had to make a new profile just for Spain. So maybe they're working on that right now, and maybe their ultimate goal is to really merge one customer profile for everybody, so that if I do go to Neiman's and I purchase a plate there, maybe that will be connected to my original US profile. Who knows? I don't think it's there yet. That would be very convenient. So if a customer lives closer to a Neiman's or a Saks, then they could continue to build up their Hermes profile rather than running to a boutique, which might be further away. However, I also know it's very difficult to connect all these digital platforms and all this digital information, so I really don't think that it is going to be that easy. Now, just to conclude with some other observations I've seen in the luxury world, I feel like all the luxury brands now are getting into homewares and dining wear. So for example, I saw at Zegna, they were all also making pillows and blankets. I think Versace has had mugs for a while. Of course, Tiffany has had dining wear for a while now, but personally, I'm not loving the design with their block pattern of the Tiffany blue on the plates, and this was the plates that they were using at the Blue Box Cafe. It's just not very luxurious to me. Like, the block coloring of the Tiffany blue is so simple. There's no embellishment, there's no craftsmanship or artistry. It's just a thick blue color, and you're supposed to love it because it's the Tiffany blue. The Tiffany blue used to be an exclusive color that only came on the packaging, and my old professor used to say, you can't buy that color, you can only be gifted it when you buy something from them. Now, you can buy it in a whole array of things. Key card holders, wallets, keychains, glasses, and a million other things. So that exclusive color that everyone was lusting after is now just an ordinary commodity. And I do feel like all of the luxury brands are going in that direction. And that might be a great thing because I do like that Tiffany blue, and I do like the option of having to purchase something in a Tiffany blue if I want it. But that doesn't mean that it's true luxury. That doesn't mean that it's luxury at all anymore if anyone can just buy it. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with me or not? Please let me know your thoughts below. I'm very curious to see what you've observed. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!